The StarCraft II Wings of Liberty campaign is possible without production or research, and I can prove it. The rules of the challenge are, play the brutal difficulty, don't produce anything. So don't produce any structures, don't produce any units, just play the mission with what it gives me. If a mission has an objective that gives research, I must not do any part of that objective. And I don't unlock any research rewards in the laboratories. I don't allow attack and armor upgrades because the game uses the word researching for those. The first mission isn't affected by the challenge, so I win easily. The second mission gives me a base. I lift off my barracks and command center and fly them away. Not producing any units, so I don't need them on the ground. I have 6 Marines and 8 SCVs. I put the SCVs in the front and let the enemy shoot them, while my Marines shoot the enemy. The SCVs can repair mechanical units, including other SCVs, so they all survive. This mission's bonus objective is rescue the rebels. They give me 4 Marines and 3 medics. The medics can heal my biological units, including Marines and other medics. They also give me a second barracks. I land both barracks here, leaving a narrow gap so the Dominion Hellions are stuck in traffic. We move forward and attack the enemy bunker. My SCVs can't repair fast enough, and 7 of them die, but my 3 medics and 10 Marines all survive. The enemy has more Marines than I do, but with good barracks positions, I can beat them. We destroy the enemy barracks, I drop my final SCV on the enemy siege tank, and we destroy the rest of the Dominion base. The next mission is 0 Hour. The objective is survive. I get 2 bunkers conveniently placed at the top of this ramp. I fill them with Marines and put a barracks between them. We find some stranded Marines, and they join us. We bring them back home and keep them safe on the high ground. Second group provides more Marines and a medic. We abandon to the third group. The enemy Mutalisks fly directly towards my missile turrets, but my Marines were ready for them. Near the end of the mission, they send more units with each group. I use my bunkers and target their Hydralisks and Banelings. My SCVs can barely repair fast enough. With less than 2 minutes remaining, the flock of Mutalisks arrives. We target them all before we're overwhelmed. I had a floating command center in the corner, so I win the mission. The next mission is Smash and Grab. I got 3 Marauders, 3 Marines, a medic, 5 SCVs, and some buildings. This mission has Zerg and Protoss enemies. Although they need some encouragement from my barracks, the Zerg will fight the Protoss for me. While we wait for more Zerg, we attack the Protoss. We unpower their cannons, and then run away and hide. More Zerg arrive, so my barracks and command center lead them to the Protoss. The Zerg beat the Protoss here, so my command center leads them to the next group, where the Protoss beat the Zerg. My Marauders destroy some more Protoss while we wait. My medic keeps them healthy, but we're careful, so progress is slow. More Zerg are coming, so we hide in this alcove. We must avoid this relic. If we claim the relic, we'll get research, which would violate the challenge. This makes our movement very awkward, but our buildings still easily lead the Zerg to the Protoss, and we let them fight again. We lead multiple groups of Zerg into the Protoss base. They destroy enough of the units so that we can move in safely. Some Protoss are still between us and the objective. We fight against some, then we run past the others. Next is a boss fight against 3 statues. My buildings distract them, so my entire army can fight a single statue. When we beat the last statue, the mission ends. For our next mission, we go to Redstone. The mission objective is gather 8,000 minerals, but this objective is a lie. It counts mineral pickups, even though we don't use the gather command for those. And if we spent any minerals, it would subtract from our progress, so we just don't spend any. Occasionally, lava covers the low ground. It can't hit my floating buildings or units on the high ground. I get Reapers for this mission. They can jump up cliffs and are super effective against light ground units. I explore and find more Reapers and mineral pickups. Eventually, I find enough minerals and end the mission. The next mission is Welcome to the Jungle. The objective is gather 7 Terrazine. I use a well-known glitch for this mission. An SUV starts channeling at the first Terrazine. Then, I repeatedly start and cancel the process at the next 3. If I do this right, the Protoss won't notice, and I can get the first 4 Terrazine without any resistance. My 3 Goliaths and 2 Marines destroy the Protoss around the next Terrazine. The Marines die, but the Goliaths survive because the SCVs can repair them. The Protoss are coming from both sides, and they start sealing the Terrazine, but they aren't very strong yet, so we can beat them. My floating buildings move to their positions, and I start harvesting the next 3 Terrazine. My barracks and factory distract their stalkers, while my Goliaths distract their zealots. These distractions lasted long enough so my SCVs can deliver the Terrazine to my command center, ending the mission. The next mission is the Great Train Robbery. I rescue 6 Diamondbacks for the bonus objective. This mission is the first time I really struggled in this challenge. Although the beginning is easy, the later parts of the mission are much less easy. I sent my floating barracks and factory to the edge of the map. The mission objective is destroy 8 trains. The enemy isn't happy about this and sends some infantry with the 2nd train. My Diamondbacks can attack while moving, so they kite quite effectively. Armored infantry come with the 3rd train. My Diamondbacks deal bonus versus armored, so we destroy them quickly. The enemy starts building bunkers, but we can beat a construction project. I prepare for the 4th train on this cliff. My Diamondbacks can't hit the Flying Raven, and its seeker missile hits them hard, but after the Raven passes, the enemy can't see on the high ground. My Diamondbacks can hit their ground units without retaliation. My Diamondbacks destroy some bunkers, and I bring my 4 SCVs for repairs. I send a single Diamondback towards the 5th train. It absorbs the seeker missile, then retreats. Some of the enemies follow, and I lead them in with another Diamondback. I fight them at the top of this ramp. I reposition my Diamondbacks so they all survive. The spawn of the kill teams is determined by when the 5th train is destroyed. I destroy it near the end of the track so I can avoid the kill teams later. The 6th train is way in front of the kill teams. This train moves extra fast, and comes with some Hellions. My Marines can hit the Hellions from the high ground. They totally participating, they're not useless, I promise. My Diamondbacks chase the train, and mostly avoid this annoying bunker. After some repairs, they return to the bunker and destroy it. Both kill teams are close, but I know the way of the coward. I hide all my units, including my Marines. They can participate again. The 7th train is mostly like the 6th train. It's another fast train, but it's on a longer track, and I already destroyed the bunkers here, so this is much easier. The enemies found my command center, and they're waiting at a very inconvenient place. If it flies away, and I land my barracks, hopefully they will move. When the 8th train arrives, I let the air units pass. A Diamondback absorbs the seeker missile, and then we fight against the ground units. But then it's a disaster. The Duskwings found us. Luckily, my Marines absorb its damage. I knew that they would be useful. Eventually, the Duskwings is bored and goes away. These infantry somehow don't notice us chasing the train, so we can destroy it and end the mission. The next mission is Cutthroat. The objective is a money race. If my opponent gets 6,000 minerals, I lose. But if I get 6,000 minerals first, I win. I won't spend many minerals in this mission, just a little for repairs, but my 5 SCVs still can't mine fast enough. I find some salvageable scrap, and when my units crash into it, I get some minerals. I have 5 Marines, and my enemy has way more. I isolate individual enemies and beat them, but this is slow. Mira gives me 4 vultures. They can kite quite effectively. With their fast movement speed and bonus damage versus light, my vultures beat the enemy Marines. Some enemy Marines attack, but my factory and barracks block their path. My vultures win the fight with their superior range, while my SCVs repair. I find an enemy command center, and my vultures destroy the nearby enemy units. Then, I put my Marines by the command center, and my vultures crash into salvageable scrap. My vultures return home, and they're ready when more enemies arrive. I beat them much like I did before, with my vultures behind a factory and barracks, but only 2 SCVs for repair this time. I noticed from the minimap that my Marines finally destroyed the command center, so they can get more money. I send my 9 combat units against this Goliath. It destroys 2 Marines, but the other 3 and all 4 vultures survive. Then we can destroy the enemy SCVs. My SCVs flee, and I evacuate the command center. We can find enough more money on the ground. I almost have enough money. The enemy found us and destroyed my Marines. It's okay. My vultures can crash into enough salvageable scrap before they're destroyed. As a reward, Mira joins me. My siege breakers hurt the planetary fortress, ending the mission. The next mission is Engine of Destruction. The objective is protect this hero unit, Tychus. This would be easy, but I don't actually control Tychus. Instead, my ally does, and Tychus loves running into danger. I keep my 5 Marines and 2 medics near Tychus, and frantically Michael so we all survive. I get 3 more Marines and 4 raids. Tychus found a giant mech suit called the Odin. The Odin is very bulky, has a good attack against ground targets, and a much worse attack against air targets. I repair the Odin between fights. Wraiths can cloak, but the enemy Raven detects them. I target the Raven, and it patiently waits until it's destroyed. The other enemies can't see us, but cloaking costs energy, so our time is limited, and Wraiths are very weak. So I select my targets carefully. I destroy their air units and their siege tank. The Odin finally attacks the first base. It doesn't need my help here. The enemy attacks my base from the other side, but my bunker was ready for them. I find more air units in the second Dominion base, but they don't last long. And the Odin can do the rest. When it seems safe, I repair the Odin, while my Wraiths destroy some bunkers and siege tanks in the next base. The enemy attacks my base, but I lead them to the Odin by lifting my buildings. Next, the Odin attacks the 3rd Dominion base. I help against the air units, and provide vision of the high ground. My SCVs repair the Odin whenever it seems safe. I hope the Odin goes into this corner. Oh great, this is a wonderful position. My SCVs can flee whenever it seems too dangerous. Apparently I missed a siege tank earlier, but the Odin can destroy it. Odin, what are you doing? These buildings don't matter. Look, it's a siege tank. Odin, target the siege tank. Finally. My Wraiths go to the 4th Dominion base. I don't cloak them yet, I save their energy for later. Find all their siege tanks. Later, they cloak and destroy the battlecruiser and siege breaker. When the Odin attacks, I send all my stuff that can move. Marines and medics go for the flank, floating buildings go in the center, and Wraiths can join after they're repaired. I keep my entire army near the enemy's starport. They'll destroy it eventually. My command center drops SCVs on the Odin for repair. My Wraiths go to the Dominion's final base, destroy a siege tank and a battlecruiser. My factory leads when we attack the final base. Eventually, it becomes a frantic fight, and all my units die. I just have a factory and an empty command center. So I watch as the Odin ends the mission. Thanks, ally, but the Odin will be mine. All mine. I start Media Blitz with a Walker in the park. Next, I start the surprise attack. The AI doesn't activate until the timer expires. I thoroughly destroy their mech base, then I destroy all enemy starports. I repair the Odin and destroy the anti-light base. The objective is access broadcast towers. I start with broadcast tower 3. Some enemies respond, but the Odin beats them. Broadcast tower 2 is next, but again, the Odin is enough. Finally, we arrive at broadcast tower 1, ending the mission. The next 2 missions are barely affected by the challenge. In piercing the shroud, some of the terminals can give more units. I avoid them, but the mission is still easy because I have a powerful hero. In Ghost of a Chance, I destroy my own Raven, since it's not allowed in this challenge, but I play the rest of the mission the normal way. The next mission is the Dig. It starts with a section where I can't build anything. Seems great for this challenge, but it's already more difficult than the previous 3 missions. Normally, it wouldn't be too difficult if my units had their good upgrades, but as part of the challenge, I didn't spend any credits getting upgrades from the armory. For the next part of the mission, I get 2 siege tanks and a base. I block the path with my barracks and factory and put my ranged units behind them. Hurry! We should move to the other side before the enemies arrive. I find a spot narrow enough so that my barracks and factory can block the path at the bottom of this ramp. I probably should mention the main objective. Defend this laser drill and let it destroy this door. I can control the laser drill, and I target other enemies instead of the door. This may make the mission longer, but also easier. I send my floating command center near the Protoss base, granting vision so I can target their buildings with the laser drill. Then, the laser drill targets the door instead. It ignored my commands. Some enemies notice my command center, but the laser drill can destroy them. I target the remaining gateways, and then more enemies find my command center. So I flee like a coward. My command center drops some SCVs for repair, then returns and I target more Protoss structures. I probably destroyed enough Protoss buildings. Some enemy air units come, but the laser drill can target them. They drop units from their war prisms, but my siege tanks are ready. Since I destroyed enough of their buildings, not too many enemies come this way. So I prioritize the other side. I block the top of this ramp with my factory, command center, and barracks, and put my siege tanks behind the command center. This position helps me use the long range and area damage of my siege tanks, while SCVs repair my command center. I move my siege tanks before the next war prisms arrive. They drop Archons, which target the laser drill because my siege tanks are too far away. I frantically use the laser drill, and we're fine. I use the laser drill against Colossus and Immortals, but they come too fast, so I distract them with my biological units. They flee from the Colossus, then return and let the Immortals hit them, and I repair the command center. Eventually, I spend all my minerals and can't repair anymore, but it's okay. My buildings distract the enemy long enough so the laser can destroy the door and end the mission. The next mission is the Mobius Factor. The objective is destroy 3 data cores. I send a medevac and drop 4 Marines behind Data Core 2. Some mercenaries are stranded on the high ground. My other medevac rescues them and delivers them near Data Core 1. I rescue some more mercenaries and decide that I probably have enough units. So I attack Data Core 3. Then I wait, because my 4 Marines are still busy with Data Core 2. The next mission is Supernova. I get 4 Banshees that can close so the enemy can't see them. I lift my buildings and fly to the corner of the map. This mission has a firewall. I wait and watch my enemies burn. Eventually, I send a Banshee to the vault and win the mission. The next mission is Maw of the Void, and I have 3 battlecruisers, powerful air units with the Yamato cannon ability. The enemy can't beat my fleet, but they do some damage, and I would like some repairs, so why didn't I bring my SCVs? Well, the enemy has Ripfield generators that deal damage in a large area. I probably should destroy the generator before my command center delivers my SCVs. I repair my battlecruisers before they go to the next Ripfield generator. I find some carriers and greet them with the Yamato cannon. My battlecruisers move along the top of the map, avoiding most of the enemies, and destroy 2 more Ripfield generators. I stop here and repair my battlecruisers, and hope that the enemy mothership doesn't find us. I send 2 battlecruisers and attack the vault. The mothership teleports back, and doesn't notice them. It flies away and lets me win. The next mission is the Gates of Hell. I need 100 supply for the objective, and production isn't allowed. This could be a problem. Luckily, this mission has drop pods, allied units that spawn behind the enemy, and if I rescue them, they join me. This is my only option for increase in my supply that's allowed by the challenge. Some enemies run past right when the 6th drop pod spawns. My vultures lead them to my base instead. I move my vultures to the positions of the 7th and 8th drop pods. I rescue them right after they spawn. I very briefly get more than 100 supply for the main objective, so I can let these units die. I get 2 battle cruisers from the next drop pod. They can destroy the Nidus worms and end the mission. I didn't spend any credits in the armory yet because it wasn't necessary. But the last 2 missions are too difficult. So I go to the armory and get some upgrades. Please complain about this in the comment section. I mostly get whatever upgrades will matter for the remaining 2 missions, with one important exception: Shockwave missile batteries. I don't get the Shockwave missile batteries upgrade for my Banshees. So I am ready for Scatter the Shy. I send my air units to the anti-ground platform. My battlecruiser tanks and distracts, so my Banshees can target the coolant tower. My Marines and medics were busy on another platform. They destroy a coolant tower, and I reunite my army. Some SCVs come for repairs. My Marines and medics go to the anti-air platform, while my air units protect my base. I destroy a Broodlord, and the enemy starts morphing replacements, but I destroy them too, so I can get my Marines and medics to the top of their ramp. I'm still multitasking some. I destroy the next coolant tower, then my Marines and medics flee. Only one coolant tower remains. I bring my entire army and all my SCVs together, while my buildings fly to the corners of the map. My Banshees lead the anti-air enemies to my battlecruiser, then they return and target the last coolant tower. I send my battlecruiser to the objective and finish the mission. I start the final mission by destroying most of my own buildings, but some of them fly away and escape. The beginning of the mission is easy, until the Nidus worms spawn, but my Banshees are ready for the 2 closest. My flying units attack the enemy range units, but I let their melee units live. They're stuck in front of my barracks and command center, and only the first row of Zerglings can attack. When the Zerg get 200 supply, the Nidus worms don't spawn more units, so I actually want these Zerglings. This is why I didn't get Shockwave missile batteries. If I had it, when my Banshees attack a Hydralisk, they would kill Zerglings in a line. The Zerg are supply blocked and stuck. The artifact is quite safe, and it almost seems like I can win this mission. But 2 problems remain. The first is money. I don't have enough minerals for the rest of the mission. When they're gone, I can't repair and I'll lose. The second problem is coming. It's the Queen of Blades. This boss destroys my units in a single hit. Even if I win this fight, I won't have enough left for the rest of the mission. So, I failed. Does this mean it isn't possible? Well, not quite. The spawn locations of the Nidus worms are random. If my luck was perfect, they would block the ramp and I would win. So it is theoretically possible.